Hi everyone. Today on the Jackson and June Events YouTube channel, we will be talking about a topic that I could talk about seriously for hours, but I won't. I'll spare you. But today we are going to be talking about 5 key differences between a wedding coordinator and a wedding planner. We're doing this because it's a common misconception. I think even within the industry, people are kind of fuzzy on the differences. So I want to be sure that you know the differences so you can hire a coordinator or a planner according to what you need, your needs for your wedding. And everyone say hey to Patsy. She is asleep on her perch up there. She will be helping me out today. But let's go ahead and get started. So like I said, we're going to do 5 differences for each thing, so a coordinator versus a planner. So we'll start with a coordinator. So the first big bullet point for a coordinator is that coordinators do not start until about 3 to 6 weeks before your wedding. And every coordinator does it differently. They may have different packages, but most of them it's in that 3 to 6 week range, and you can't access them before that mark. So that is a huge difference between a coordinator and a planner, is that a coordinator jumps in at the end and not before. The second bullet point is once they jump in at that 3 to 6 week mark, they are not doing any planning. They are just taking your plans and bringing them to life, tying up all the loose ends, making sure those details are in line, and making sure your plan is coming into fruition. So they're not planning anything. They are just taking your plans and bringing them to life. Number 3, coordinators, this is their main purpose is to make your weekend timeline. So they plan out the whole weekend and then communicate that timeline to the vendors, which is the most important part. If anything, that is the main role of a coordinator, is to make your weekend timeline. A planner does that as well, but they have other things that they do that are big ticket items before making that timeline. Number 4, a coordinator coordinates the deliveries and setup times for the vendors. So basically, once the timeline is made, like I said, they communicate that to your vendors and make sure all of them know exactly where to be, where to unload, where to set up, things like that. So you're not having to do those things because it quickly can turn into 500 emails in your inbox. So let your coordinator do that. You don't do that. Number 5, your coordinator will be there on wedding day, of course, to coordinate. So a coordinator basically acts as air traffic control. They greet the vendors. They make sure that everything is set up correctly. They catch any mistakes, any errors, any hiccups. Your coordinator will catch those so they do not get to you. Basically, a coordinator is going to fix everything, or hopefully nothing goes wrong, but if something does, your coordinator is going to be there to fix it. So in a nutshell, a coordinator jumps in at the very end. You do the legwork. Coordinator jumps in and makes sure all of it comes together and is there on wedding day to fulfill your plans. So moving on to a wedding planner. So a wedding planner, first and foremost, plans. So instead of jumping in at the very end, a planner is going to jump in either immediately upon hire or at that 6-month mark. Again, all planners do it differently. This is just kind of typical, and this is how I do it. So a planner jumps in. If you are hiring them for full planning, they jump in as soon as you sign the contract, and they meet with you and want to know your vision, what colors you want to incorporate, all of those things. And then guess what? They're going to do it. They're going to make the plans. They're going to hire your vendors. They're going to find your vendors, help you hire them, help you hire ones that are within your budget and that fit your style and are going to match your exact vision. Number 3, so backing up a little bit. Number 1, they start upon hire or at the 6-month mark. Number 2, they help hire your vendors. Number 3, they help with design and budget. So this is a huge one that coordinators do not have any part in. So when you meet with your wedding planner, they are going to look at your Pinterest page. They're going to make a mood board for you. They're going to help you pick out every little thing that goes along with your design and your plan. And this is really helpful if you maybe don't have a good design eye. Not everyone does. So this is really helpful for them to sit down with you and help you really communicate your vision. Number 4, they are accessible upon hire. So I've already mentioned that, but they are, even if you hire a partial planner, like they jump in at the 6-month mark, usually you can access them a little bit before then, because it's more of a coaching, more of a hand-in-hand type of, I'm going to help you plan this wedding type of situation. Number 5, your planner is going to go to your vendor meetings with you. Some planners even go to help brides find their dresses. Like, they want to be there, they want to be a part of things, they want to make sure every little decision that you make is going to reflect your overall wedding vision. They also act as your sounding board. If you are having trouble with something, having trouble making a decision, or just need validation, you can send your planner a text and be like, hey, can you look at this? What do you think? And they'll shoot you a text back and help you figure it out. They also are going to help you make the big ticket item decisions much easier. Don't know how much alcohol you need? Ask your planner. If you need to know what napkin colors you need, ask your planner. So basically, they are there, your planner is there every step of the way. So backing up, the biggest differences in a coordinator and a planner is that a coordinator is more of an end of the road type of, let's tie everything together and be there on wedding day to make sure your vision comes to life. Whereas a planner is with you basically the whole time, and they are helping you make those really big ticket decisions. They are with you, they are your coach, they are your friend, and you can access them all the time. So those are the biggest differences between a coordinator and a planner. So I hope that this helps you and you have a good idea now of what you need for your wedding planning needs. So if you have any questions, just let me know, and next video I will be walking you step by step through my personal packages. We have 4 different packages here at Jackson & June Events, and it is a range of coordination versus full planning. So I have different degrees of both coordination and planning. So I'm looking forward to it, and happy wedding planning!